This is Monday lunchtime. A liquor store has been looted, other shops damaged today during protests in Durban's Reservoir Hills. Several vehicles have also been set alight. The reason for this? Well, it's alleged that residents from the Quarry Road informal settlement are angry over poor service delivery as well as a lack of toilets. Reporter Dasen Thathiah is following that story. Let me take you live to the scene. Dasen, good afternoon to you. And by all accounts this morning, this turned ugly, this turned violent very, very quickly.
Very violent and chaotic morning, Jeremy. You'll see that this road that I'm on now, the bottom end of Mountbatten, there is some traffic that's having to be diverted because much further down, there is still a small group that's gathered here. Now, this is despite police saying to us that they've already arrested 10 of these rioters that have caused all of this destruction around this area since the early hours of this morning. There is still a group that is now protesting. They've been marching up and down this road, singing as they go along, in some ways also taunting police. And I'll just show you very quickly what's around me. Now you'll see that the police are on standby here in this area, but this is what the roads look like now. Lots of bottles, lots of debris on the roads, presumably those bottles coming from the loot that some of these rioters made off with when they broke into a bottle store not far from where I'm standing now. But not only did they loot the bottle store, they also turned their anger towards the councillor in the area, that's Kolani Nala. They broke into his office, which is also just across the road from the bottle store. They took his furniture out, burnt it on the road. We've been trying to reach him. The community says that they've also been trying to get a hold of him, but unfortunately we haven't been able to get in touch, despite his numbers being publicly listed there outside his door. But for now, as much as the situation is a lot calmer, it's still very tense. There are also fears that this protest may continue, if not now, but later tonight or in the early hours of the morning.
As you're talking to me, behind you I am seeing police vehicles, heavy police vehicles, also a police presence. What sort of response was there from police, and any injuries reported?
So, well, police did come in quite hard this morning because, remember, this here that you're seeing, this is quite a busy road. I mean, just up the road from me is the University of KwaZulu-Natal. The M19 as well is also a road, particularly at that time, that has a lot of traffic. There was significant danger to motorists. I mean, just a short while ago, cars were still being stoned here. You mentioned earlier that vehicles were torched. There was a motorist who had to be rescued from his vehicle. He was pulled out of that car by a security officer and taken to safety. His car is completely torched, nothing left of it. Municipal vehicles as well. So police really had to come in and manage the situation. At some point, it seemed like it was under control. It was very quiet, absolutely dead here. They were patrolling in their Nala, firing rubber bullets just into the roadside, especially where there were gatherings of people, because they had been warned to disperse and go back to their homes. But it seems like now people are starting to re-emerge, and they are starting to gather in small groups. So we'll have to see how police now handle these new developments.
Just finally, while no one condones violence, of course, one has got to have some sympathy for the people who have been protesting today. What are the major issues here?
That's right, Jeremy. We can't condone violence, certainly, but there does seem to be a problem in this informal settlement. That's the Quarry Road informal settlement. The residents there tell us that they only have one working toilet that they use. There is no electricity, and then the illegal electricity connections seem to be disconnected. But let's listen in. Let's hear directly from one of those residents himself. Mbongeni Jali spoke to us. Have a listen to that interview.
Into yenza kusuka istrike lapha ukuthi xa sibona asinakekelanga singu 23 asinawo ama toilet njengoba singulomphakathi umngaka lapha sihlala khona amanzi ahamba athukhukhulisa indlu zethu soze sicelele ukuthi sicela ukwenzelwa lento ukuthi ama basket for amanzi angaye ezindlini zethu asinawo ugesi futhi njengoba sihlala lapha ngaphakathi into yenzeka nesesifaka ke izinyonyo siyaza ukumthethweni siyazifaka xa sesizifakile bafika abantu bamasipala bazikhuphe so siyasafara ngosakwazi ukuthi ngosifumana into esizotya silungisela uba sikwazi ukutya kanti ugesi iwona impilo yethu sifuna siphile ngayo la ngoba lokho kufuneka uhlambile kufuneka upheke kufuneka wenze konke ngogesi so yingakho ke kuze kube nje.
Dasen Thathiah will continue to watch the situation at Reservoir Hills throughout the course of the afternoon.